Buzz your girlfriend. Woof.
Stop. My penis can only get so erect.
Baby, I'm worth it. I'm worth it.
Ooh, welcome to the CommanderSmiths.
We are the CommanderSmiths.
I'm Adam Smith.
I'm Lowery Smith.
Don't worry.
It's Adam's birthday.
Woo! It's Friday.
No, that's not true.
It's almost my birthday. It's my birthday tomorrow, so woof.
Yeah,
Buzz
I
your
mean,
girlfriend.
Buzz your
Woof.
girlfriend. I don't know why.
That's not an appropriate button.
See my sweet new hat? It's my Timber Puppies hat. I also got
That's
this
good
one.
looking. I'm glad that you're a fair weather fan.
Oh, come on. I also got my Vikings one. Oh, come on, hat. There we go. Cindy
Yeah.
got me a Vikings one, and then she did a little custom. Hang on, it's this side. It says skull on the side there. Woo!
Is that like the raised foils from the latest Secret Lair?
Yeah.
I could barely see it.
Thanks, Scott. Yeah, you couldn't see it? Okay, hang on. Let me do this. There. Boop. Skull.
Oh, okay.
There it is. There it is.
I thought it was some sort of weird thing, but I think your headphones were just covering it.
Yeah. So I got a couple hats already. These are the brand I like. That's what we have for the CommanderSmith one.
And they look good.
And then I got on my shelf, oh, you can't see it there, but a couple deck boxes. I got a new mouse, some new socks. Woo!
That's when you know you're a real
When
man.
you're
is
old.
When you're happy to get new
When you're
socks.
socks and boxers is always like the thing I'm like super happy about. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and
You
then
know, do you get socksers at all? Where there's socks, you pull them all the way up in their undies too, like they're full.
What
leg
are you
socks?
talking about?
I don't know, just making shit up.
No, but I want those. That sounds amazing. But yeah, and then I got a labeler for like eBay. So Dakin from Discord mentioned or gave me the specs of what he got, and so I'm excited to use that. It's gonna make things a lot easier because I print it off, I cut up the label, tape it on my stuff, and this is gonna be so much easier because it's gonna be peel and slap it on there. And I guess if you go to like
that'd be nice.
the UPS store, you can get all of them for free. So he got like a big box for like a couple thousand of those. So I'm like, all right, I'm set once I get that. So it'll make things go a lot quicker. So Urs is for life. Thanks. Thank you there, Tad. Oh, I might as well do Lowry's little get the fuck out thing. Wait, where is it? Where's Lowery? Where's you could just do it in real. Oh, there it is.
Get the fuck out.
So what are we doing for my day before my birthday episode?
We're gonna talk about Final Fantasy precons. We each took 2 decks. We're not doing Is It Worth It? There's just a lot of new cards, and the reprints aren't necessarily there anyway. But
Right.
It's exciting to talk about new cards. There's a lot of really cool ones, so we're gonna go over that. A couple of upgrades.
I'd also say that that it is worth it because it's the prices are really expensive, but
The rough.
really expensive. So I would say it's worth it because it's new stuff, but it's like that's why we're not going to really do it. There's just too much new stuff because you don't know price wise. But it's
What's
like
gonna happen?
it's basically a new set in the whole deck, pretty much. I don't even know.
The thing that I definitely noticed that the prices are super high on TCG,
Mhm.
and then
There's
Card
nothing-
Kingdom has them much more in line
Okay,
of what reality will likely be,
I didn't even
even
check
though
that.
that's not normal.
So I checked Amazon and TCG, and Amazon didn't even have them up there yet. So I don't know if there's
as singles or the precons.
The precons. So
Okay.
I didn't see what those, and I'm sure Amazon will have the bundles at some point, or the get all 4 of them for one and get a deal.
I think
there.
they just sold out and they start like.
Oh, is that what it is?
So what I was talking about was singles. So like there are a lot of 20-ish dollar cards TCG on singles. And if you go look at like Card Kingdom, they're 4, 5, 10. There's a lot larger range. And so, and then also, I mean, we'll talk about it, but the prices they're expensive.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with how much these precons are going for. But again, this is going to be super popular. I think it's going to be really hard to get right out the gate.
And speaking of like, I think let's just say Final Fantasy in general, we did the secret layer that got revealed after we did the cast last week. So we did a little thing on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was after the cast, right? I'm trying to remember. Everything's kind of blending together because we were like, oh yeah, it was last
on a
week.
Tuesday.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be one of the fastest sellout things that we get to, just because of how everything's hyped. Like I was looking at collector booster boxes. They're going for like $800 at this point. Like I could not see anything. I don't remember the Lord of the Rings going that high. Wasn't it 500 was the highest that was going for collector boosters? Like that's ridiculous. So this is going to be, I mean, there were a lot of cool cards in it, but it's kind of crazy. Tad does say it's almost my birthday, Lowery. You should just say Urza's for life. I mean, that'd be a good birthday present kind of thing, you know? Maybe.
I'm sure it would be.
Sometime down the road. All right, fine. Really quick, I'm just gonna get the tags that way. You guys notice right down. Let's see that. Nope, that way. Finger that way. Boop. We got a new raffle going there, so we're giving away a dual land or raffling off a dual land. So it's Scrubland, and there it is right there. It's a revised Scrubland. So doing the dual stuff here. 325 is what gets this. So once we hit that. We will spin, and I didn't talk to you about this, but because it's such an expensive one, Lowery, don't you think that's a 2-shot, a Malort when we hit that? Like it's a 2-shot night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably going to be a little bit before we get that, but yeah, so we'll be doing the Scrubland. Remember, every dollar that you donate is getting your name in there once. So if you donate $50, you'll get 50 chances to win out of the 325. So once we hit it, then we spin, and then Lowery and I also take Malort shots like we did last week. So that is the new raffle. Really quick with the tags and stuff. Oh, wait. We do have a new patron. Hang on. So this is 2 weeks in a row. We got another patron.
Last week when you brought up the patrons, I had to send the Discord invite, and I got to do that right now, too.
So we got a new patron, Mr. Bert Houses.
Welcome to a meat forest.
That sounds like a fairy tale of a meat forest.
And then Chris.
It's not going to happen right now.
Chris jumped in there and did hashtag Team Forest Walk. Get the fuck out, Chris. But you can be like Bert and get in the Discord. $1 gets you into the Discord. That gets you chatting everything.
Bert's not in the Discord yet, but eventually he will be.
But it gets you in there. If you go higher on that, if you go $5 or more, you can get proxies each month. So that's that Enduring Vitality and the Bambi art there, or the deer art. And this is a foil one. So the higher you move up, you can get foil proxies there each month if you so choose. You can bake them up and do them all at once. Like there's a lot of people that end up doing that. So it's kind of a perk that we give to you guys for becoming a patron. But also that's our Twitter. That's our way of talking to people. We don't have what?
We don't take a new Malort shot for all new patrons, right?
No. Tisk. No.
Although that could be a good idea.
That is,
if we drank more.
Right.
We don't drink a lot. We are drinking tonight, though.
Yes. So I would say tonight, we don't have to hit that 325, and because it's my birthday, if you guys donate, I'm trying to pick a number.
Right. No. We can do normal. We're only doing 3, and like a $75 donation does not get you 3 shots. That just gets you 1.
Right. Well,
that's what I would say.
I was going to say for the shots, because we've changed it now to the end, that if we get to 50, then we take a shot. Does that sound good? Or do you want to do 15? I mean, it's
I'm okay with like, well, we don't want to get, we're not doing, how about 50? There you
50
go.
each.
I'm all right with that.
Each 50.
So
if
we just got to figure out how to control Tad a little bit. Here.
Well, here's the problem. Tad already has Scrubland, so he doesn't want to try to win this. He's not going to throw anything. So Tad's not going to be in on this one. This is going to be everybody else. I'm pretty sure he has Scrubland. He's only missing the big dog, which is Underground Sea, and I think he got Volcanic. I think he's only missing 2 or 3, and I think Scrubland is not one of them. So, so I don't think we'll be getting Tad on this, but I think if anybody else donates, if we hit 50, we'll take a shot. If it looks
he might
like
throw a $5 in there and still have a possibility of win with his lock.
Right, that's a good point, dude. Okay, he's probably not gonna be mad at me for saying this, but he went and got a football pack just randomly this week.
A pack,
just a pack. Oh yeah, you saw that. It was on the Discord. It doesn't matter. He opened a $2,000. Well, he sold it for $1,500, but he opened a $2,000 card in it. It's like, God damn it! Can you just open everything that I get? Because you're just a lucky bastard. So this is crazy.
That's crazy.
But anyways, okay. So really quick, back to the tags. That's the best way to support us financially. Everything that you guys put into give us goes right back into the show, either with upgrades or just whatever we're doing, prizes or whatever. So all comes back to you guys pretty much. Some other ways you guys can support us. You can check out our store, which is actually on my eBay, and that is linked below. And that you can get these kind of mugs like this. Lowery has the red one, which is actually the ones that we are. These are Yeti mugs that are freaking, you can put in huge beers in this or just regular drinks. These are just fantastic. I love these cups a lot, or these mugs. We also have foil token or metal tokens on there, and probably we'll have some more stuff coming up. Free way to support us. If you've clicked this to watch this video, just click the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, do that as well. It's super easy. You've already done the hard work of actually deciding you wanted to watch this. Now just hit the like button. That helps us out. So other than that, you can get a hold of us if you need to directly. If you're not a part of Discord, CommanderSmiths@gmail.com. And like I said, we aren't on the socials anymore. We're on Discord pretty much. I mean, we still post on all the
Discord and YouTube.
Yeah, Discord and YouTube. Yeah, YouTube's a good point. We do. If you guys write a comment, there's a 99% chance that we are going to respond to you. If there's too many comments going on, sometimes we miss it.
We'll see it.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I will say, if I'm not going to respond, sometimes I'll give it a like. You know, if I'm like, oh, this doesn't need a response. It's just a comment. I'm just going to give you a thumbs up or whatever. So, I saw.
Somebody asked me how the double rainbow foiling was on the latest, the secret layer deck. And I was like, I don't know. I haven't seen it. I was just like, get it out of there. I don't know. You're the one that normally cracks them.
Well, yeah, but you were the one that opened the deck thing. That's the video that you did.
Yeah, but I can't compare it to other ones because
I get. I was gonna actually message you and be like, oh, there goes the first one. All right, Token Joker, he's going. Let's see, I gotta write his name down here.
Oh.
All right, I
gotta
get these tokens for 50 here.
You can. How about this? You can respond to the person with the double rainbow foiling. I mean, it looks pretty. The new deck art and foils look gorgeous.
Yes.
And
the Soul Ring, and I already sold out of mine before I even got them. Yeah. And it's amazing. Like, that's one of the better Soul Rings I've seen.
Card.
Like,
my problem is like, with those new art foils and all that stuff, I'm going, is that worth 200? Because the rest of the deck is not.
Right.
And so, but like that Maskwood Nexus, that Bitter Blossom, oh my God,
look amazing.
Like, it's gorgeous.
So, okay, Maskwood is actually, I didn't sell out a Soul Ring. I have one Soul Ring left. I sold out a Maskwood Nexus before I even got it. There's one Soul Ring left, and then 2 of the Palisades, 2 of Morophon. So, like, they've moved, but yeah, I haven't broken even necessarily yet, but I still haven't gone through the deck. Black Market Connections is in there. There's good cards in there.
Yes, I'm happy about that one.
Yeah. And then there was another one. I don't know. There's some buy list stuff. There's some buy list opportunities with that one. I think you can probably push out 100 or 150 out of the just buy listing to Card Kingdom. So I don't know. All right. So Token Joker, Mr. Scott has already gotten us. Do we start
go
it?
take a shot?
I think we do.
All right, let me go get my bottle.
But speaking more of the foils and stuff like that. So the double rainbow, I was actually going to ask Lowery about that before I got mine. I didn't notice a huge difference. It does feel more shiny, but I don't notice like, I thought there'd be like an obvious double rainbow feature to it. I just think it's more rainbowy. Did I win Stump the Smith? Ibukaki, what are you doing? We haven't done Stump the Smith for a little bit now. We've been too busy with everything. No,
Ever since we've been doing Mondays, we're not doing Stump the Smith, I guess.
What? We've been doing Mondays.
Maybe we do it next week because we're not on Monday.
Yeah, right. It's on a Tuesday. That's a good point. All right, fine. I'll get my Malort out.
Yeah, better now than later.
Oh yeah,
That's
I got a
what I
warm
always
one.
like to say.
I
What are,
might.
you, what are you drinking tonight, by the way?
Oh,
That's good. Not Malort. We don't got to talk about that.
the one I'm finishing up is the one I've been. I've talked about this one a bunch on the cast already, but the Milk Maid and Chocolate Milk Stout from the Drecker one. I like.
Ooh.
When I find ones that I like, I kind of stick to that, and so that's why my second one is the Breakfast Stout because that's easy. It's not expensive. It's $10 for 4 of these. Like I know Ibukaki, Mr. Alex. I love his beers when we all get together, but damn, they're so much more expensive. And I'm like, I'm poor.
Right.
I can't afford a $20 beer. You know, I can afford 4. Maybe that's a little bit pricey if it's just a regular beer. If they're tall, the 16 ounces, then I might be willing to. But my range when I'm buying those is like 12 to 15, 16. Then if it gets higher than that, I'm like, okay, maybe once.
I get that.
Yeah.
I totally get that. I think I'm probably a wider range. Like I'm the 10 to 20. But yeah, Founder's Breakfast Stout is amazing. I haven't had it in a really long time, actually. Probably the last time I had it on the show, which is years ago.
Well, that's the one that I brought to for your 40th birthday. So you just turned 40.
Oh, you're right. You're
40
right. So at least a year ago.
Yeah. Yeah. So
That's right.
All right.
I'm drinking a birthday beer as well. It's a DDH Colada Hero from Revolution Brewing. It's a hazy double IPA. It's okay. It's drinkable, but it's not like fucking good. So it's okay.
So the hazy IPAs they're the lighter ones, right?
Not really, no.
They're hazy.
Yeah, I guess. They're a little cloudier.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're really good. Sometimes I think it adds to it a lot. Like I like the hazy part, but it's just this one's I don't know. It's off.
You and Ibukaki,
because I got it recently, like last week or two.
You and Ibukaki wrecked me. I'm stuck on dark beers. Like that's the only thing I like. I mean, I'll drink light beers, but
I get it.
I only like the dark stuff. It's good. All right, let's do this Malort thing here. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Thank you, Scott.
Thanks.
All right, here we go. Oh, okay. Goosebumps. All right. I remember the first one is not. Oh, the second one is when it gets really bad. So when we get, there was an aftershock.
Do you know why I don't trim my nose hairs? Is because I'm afraid of what would happen when they don't curl. If they can't curl because I got rid of them during Malort shots. That's like what's going to happen if they're not there to distribute some of this disgustingness.
Oh, Ibukaki, don't write it. Don't write it. I know what's coming next. There it is.
Black beers.
Yeah,
big
BBB.
black beers.
The BBB. All right.
All right.
Let's move on to the actual stuff here. So hang on, I gotta get the let's see, card preview. All right, so we're gonna be going over these decks here. We are gonna be doing the Mr. Unlimited stuff too. So we are doing a little partial thing here. I gotta make sure I got all that up. So we have the
Mr. Unlimited.
So we have our budget upgrades here. We're gonna we're changing this up. We're gonna streamline this a little bit better, so it kind of flows a little bit. Partially because this there's a lot of new cards in this, but I think this is how we're gonna do it moving forward. Is we're gonna give you 5 cards, and we're gonna try to stay under budget of the $20. And then we will just give you a few cards of unlimited, because the thing is, you could add a crap ton of cards for the unlimited section. If we really wanted to be like these lands, this, add your protection stuff, we're going to more try to stay on theme of what the deck is, right? Isn't that what we kind of discussed, Lowery? So the Mr. Unlimited is more, because I could say, hey, throw into Fury's protection. It doesn't have that. We're going to try to stick with like things that are just unique to the deck. So, Lowery, you are going to start us off with the first deck here. So we have Limit Break. And let's we're going to go through the new cards, the commanders and the new cards, and then kind of some of the reprints, if there is some that are good in there, and then we'll go through the budget upgrades and all that. So, Lowery, why don't you get us started? We got...
So the first one here, this is going to be an equipment deck, and this is Cloud X Soldier. If you don't know who Cloud is, where have you been living for the last 30 years? I mean, he's the guy with the big sword. I think that's the most popular character other than Titus.
Yeah, what is it? Titus? What about
Titus?
I don't know. If you guys really want to watch something funny, go check out our Secret Lair video of us mispronouncing names. And stay tuned for next week when we go over more cards that we don't know how to say the names to and piss off all the Final Fantasy people. So that's a little caveat here, is that we both have played Final Fantasy VII, but we don't know the character. Yeah, just a little bit. That was like
just a little bit
30 years ago, it feels like at this point. I don't even know when that came out. Yeah, so okay.
Okay, so you got Cloud X Soldier, 2 in a red and a green and a white for 4/4 human soldier mercenary. It has haste. Whenever it enters, attach up to 1 target equipment you control to it, and whenever Cloud attacks, draw a card for each equipment attacking creature you control. Let me reread that. Whenever Cloud attacks, draw a card for each equipped attacking creature you control.
True, Scott.
Then, if Cloud has power 7 or greater, create 2 treasure tokens.
There's a lot going
so
on there.
Mostly, this is like a go-wide equipment deck, so that you're drawing plenty of cards, because it cares about equipped creatures that are attacking.
Yeah.
And not just Cloud, but you need Cloud to be attacking. So that's a trigger. It's an equipment deck. The treasures being made almost don't matter. They're nice. And so if you want to get your the power of 7 or greater, you want your equipments to be giving +3 on the power, so that it gets that 7 pretty quick and easy. That's just kind of how I was looking at it. The deck itself looks like it's going for it's 120 on Card Kingdom and 140 on TCG Marketplace.
Jeez.
So there's that. New cards.
Well,
there's some really cool stuff.
Let's talk about the other
6 of them. One of them's the alternate.
Yeah, I was gonna
commander.
say. You want to talk about her?
Touch on that first?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's hit her.
Okay. There's Tifa.
I like it. It's Queen Latifah. I like it. It works.
Tifa,
That works.
Martial artist. 1 in a red and a green and a white for a 4/4 human monk. It has melee. I'm not going to read that part, but whenever 1 or more creatures you control with power 7 or greater deal combat damage to a player, untap all creatures you control. If it's the first combat phase of your turn, there's an additional combat phase after this phase. So they're both working with that 7 power, and if you have an equipment deck, it's more likely to happen that way. The melee is also giving the pumps of +1/+1. And the extra combat is really the main thing, trying to trigger it. That's where so if you were swapping back and forth, I think I would prefer Cloud.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like Cloud better than
the
one.
commander, and I like Tifa as the 99 in the 99 for sure.
In the deck, for sure. Yep. All right. Let's talk about some of your new cards then. We'll start at the top there.
All right, you got Avalanche of Sector 7. That's 2 in a red for a star 3 human rebel. It has menace, and then its power is equal to the number of artifacts your opponents control, which right there's going to be a lot of artifacts. Its power could easily be 10, 15 when it comes down early game.
Yep.
That's really cool.
Especially
And
if
then whenever an
there's a
opponent-
player that has Smothering Tithe out earlier in the game. Like, this could be ridiculous at that
Like,
point.
Yeah, trade all the treasures you want. I mean, they'll be aggressive in using them.
Right. Get the fuck out.
And the second part is whenever an opponent activates an ability of an artifact they control, Avalanche of Sector 7 deals 1 damage to that player.
This is pretty solid. This is pretty solid. This is a solid card in general.
And it
if
doesn't
you're-
care if it's a mana ability.
Yeah.
That's the big thing.
Yeah,
They always nerf it by saying if it's not a mana ability, and this does not care. This is pretty cool.
Because, I mean, activating the treasures, activating any of those tokens, your clues, and all that stuff is all...
Yep.
They're activating to do that, so they're going to take a damage when they use that. Not to mention the mono rocks that everybody has, or your Sensei's top, or any of that stuff. This is going to do some work. This is a good card to be in any red deck. If your play group, your meta plays a lot of treasures and artifacts. I mean, most people do anyways at this point. This should be... I would still try to theme it, but I could see it fitting in a lot of red decks.
Yes, I totally agree. I would have built this if it had green and or white. If this was a 3-color green, red, white, I
Right.
would have loved building this.
Yeah.
This would have been right there for me. Just being mono red, I'm not going to build this, but it can easily fit into some 99s for sure.
Yep. All right, what do we got for the second card here?
Next one is Cloud's Limit Break. It's 1 and a white instant, and then it's tiered. Choose 1 additional cost. And so either you can pay 0 more to destroy target tapped creature. It is an instant. So if somebody's attacking you, you can pay a white and a colorless to destroy target tapped creature, right? Or you can pay 1 more, destroy any number of target tapped creatures with different controllers. So if you're playing 3 players, you get 1, 2, 3 tapped creatures. Or you can pay, 2 white, 4 colorless, destroy all tapped creatures. Instant speed. I just really like the flexibility on this, where it just scales really nice as the game goes along. The instant speed part is going to be really good.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
These effects, this happens at sorcery speed or on a creature. And so I like how it scales. I like the instant speed.
Yep.
I think this is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah,
I don't
there's
know
a lot
how
of...
much I love it.
But I mean,
But if you're setting it up and you're like, I'm going to sit back and block this turn, and then you just waste a bunch of your opponent's stuff at the end of right before your turn.
That's the nice thing, is it isn't just target opponent, it's all opponents tapped creature, or destroy all tapped creatures. So if
It could get you too,
Yeah.
and so you could set it up, but
no,
it's still pretty cool.
Yep, I dig this one. All right, what do we got next here?
Conformer Shuriken, 2 colorless equipment, 2 to equip. Equipped creature has, when this creature attacks, tap target creature defending player controls. If that creature has greater power than this creature, put a number of 1/1 counters on this creature equal to the difference. And so, like, the tapping part is okay, but basically all you have to do is attack the person with the highest power, tap that thing down, and then you're adding multiple counters onto the attack the creature that it's equipped to, and then the next turn you just move it over and do it again.
Do it to a
your
different
smallest
one.
creature
Yep.
and add the most counters.
And the equip cost is not much. I mean, that 2 is pretty easy to move it around.
Agreed. Yeah, 2 is not hit. Like if this was 2 and 3 to equip, it'd be a lot tougher for me to swallow. 2 and 2 is nice. That's right up there where you can have some flexibility with it. In my mind, I was like, oh, the tapping's really nice in a Hilda deck. The 1/1 counters are really nice when it comes to like caring about your power or modified creatures or counters on your creatures. Like I would have really liked this in probably the Wolverine deck.
Too bad you killed it.
And there's Shalayan Halar. There's a lot. This can go in your, well, that part doesn't really matter, but I think it's a really cool card. I don't know how much it's going to be or how used it's going to be, but I see some potential there, especially in some play groups where creatures get big.
Yeah.
And so that's just how I was seeing it.
And the other thing is, it can be a way that you get through too. You know what I'm saying? Is you might not need to, you might not get the +1/+1 counter, but you really needed to tap down that one creature so you can swing through. And so this will allow you to do that as well. So yeah, I dig it. But I, like you said, I think it would fit. It would more. I'd use it with a themed deck that would be dealing with tapping and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's not a everywhere thing.
Yep. And then it looks like it should be a dog, but it's not. It's a beast warrior right here.
Oh, I thought it was a dog. Yeah, so this one's red XIII, proud warrior. It's 13.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to say what that number is?
One in the red and the green. I believe it's a 3/3 vigilance trample beast warrior. Yeah. Other modified creatures you control have vigilance and trample, and then when it enters, return target or equipment card from the graveyard to your hand.
I dig this.
It's doing a lot for 3 mana, right? Like it's giving. When you this fits in exactly what I was talking about with like almost Conformer Shuriken, is just like it's a modified deck. So if you're in counters, if you're in auras, if you're in equipment deck, this just is really nice in there. It recovers anything that's been lost. And giving vigilance allows you to just sit back and block, and the trample allows you to just go forward and get through. Like even if it's getting, and it's really, really solid. I am impressed with it. I think it's going to be really good, especially in those modified decks.
Yep, 100%. I dig that a lot. The only thing I'm wondering is, when do you think, because it's red green, this should be haste trample? Vigilance is more of a white thing, isn't it? Kind of. I don't know.
So are we saying that it should have been like a green white card in this form, or give it haste and it can be green red?
I like vigilance, but I like haste better. But whatever, it's still good. I think the vigilance is still great. It's just funny that it's red green. It doesn't fit necessarily, but
I wonder, because green sometimes gets the vigilance, and maybe what and red has trample as a secondary. So
yeah, it could be
that might be what's going on, which is
that makes sense.
A little strange,
but yeah.
But
all right, we already talked about the other. All right, Justin is our subscriber. Thank you for subscribing, buddy. All right, so we got our next one. What do we got here, Larry?
Right. Oh, last one of the new cards.
It's
You're gonna not let me ultimate magic trick.
Sorry, my finger. Get out of there.
You got excited with the new sub, and then you're like, "Hey, you should regret this."
My thumb hit the little mouse button, and it clicked it out of there. All right, where we go? We got right here. There we go.
All right. What was it? Ultimate magic holy. 2 and a white, instant. Permanents you control gain indestructible until end of turn. If the spell was cast from exile, prevent all damage that would be dealt to you this turn. And it has foretell. So you pay 2,
foretell.
Exile it, and then you pay a white and 2 colorless to cast it from the foretell, which would give you all your stuff indestructible, and your life total doesn't change. So a little bit more of a setup. I really like this as a protection spell. I like that it's protected.
It's permanence. I love
in
that
the
part.
foretell spot.
Yeah,
you know, it's a wheel's not going to get it. I mean, discard's not going to happen a whole ton, but it feels good. And there's a lot. There can be some benefits casting from exile. I'm going to like this in Mr. Foxglove, where I want stuff out of my hand, then I can draw more cards.
Isn't Ketramos, when that worked there too? Isn't your exile stuff doesn't?
That's a good question. I don't know if that works with like exiling from your hand.
Okay.
I think it's graveyard and play. I'd have to think about it, but I don't think foretell quite works.
Either way, with this, the fact that it has the permanence gain indestructible, I like that. You know, if it was just creatures, we have a lot of that in white already. But the fact that we're getting the permanent part, I love that part of it. And
that's a really good point that I missed.
The change of your life is like, that's secondary, but it works. You know, if you know that it looks like this turn looks like somebody's going to all out attack to try to win or knock you out. Hey, let's foretell this. Let's throw, pay 3 or pay the 2, then pay the 3, and then all your stuff's protected and you're protected as well. So, yep, I like this. That's a good one.
This one feels like a Teferi's Protection.
Right.
It's a much worse version.
Right.
But it feels close.
Yep.
Like a good budget version. So we'll see where that gets to.
Let's see. Oh, you had your five. You have 5 reprints. Holy crap! That are okay.
5 reprints. This is definitely the best one
Yes.
in reprints. This
Yes,
deck,
for
from
sure.
my understanding. You have Clever Concealment, which,
Great,
from what I
great.
saw, a lot of people loved the art for it. With one of the main
The three
gals
standing there,
looking like no, it's the same one, I think, that's choosing different. I don't know. It's pretty clever though.
She's concealing herself, and it's
Yeah,
clever.
but that one's like sitting at $18 right now before
Yeah.
the reprint.
I
You
mean,
got Hellkite Tyrant. That's the one that the dragon that steals all the artifacts from somebody if it
win
deals
the
damage
game.
to them. Professional Facebreaker, $5. They seem to be reprinting that one quite a bit, but it is what it is.
So glad I
Skull
had that as a spec way back in the day. Woo!
Yeah.
That's a cool skull
I'd be
clamp.
dropping them at that point.
Yeah.
Skull Clamp's a gorgeous card. That's a good looking art.
That is one of the better skull clamps I've seen.
And that's like $5.
Yeah.
And then you also have Sword of the Animist, which is a good reprint as well. Always welcome to have that.
Yep, those are that's the best reprints that I've seen so far. So
For sure.
All right, Justin said I'm brand new to Magic. I've always told my friends who play I would start when Final Fantasy. So I'm trying to eat up all the information I can for this pre-release. Oh, awesome, buddy. Yeah, this is a good
Welcome
one
to
to
Magic.
get. Yeah, you're gonna love it, and there's a lot you're gonna have to learn, but you're gonna love it, especially if you're in that Commander format. It's a lot of fun. Thank you for subscribing, by the way.
Yeah.
So okay, so those are the new cards, the reprints. Now we're gonna do some budget upgrades. So if you buy this deck, Lowery's gonna be giving you $20 here. $20 cards, under $20 of cards here. We're only doing 5. We're doing 5, keeping it smaller. And then we also have a Mr. Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited.
Where we have a couple cards in there that are above that $20 range. So, Lowery, why don't you start us off with your first card that your budget upgrades here?
All right. And I think I talked about this one with Captain America back in the fall, but Armored Sky Hunter, I really like this card. 4 mana, 3/3. When it attacks, you look at the top 6 cards. In this deck, you're going to get an equipment, put into play, and attach it to something for free. It's a $5-ish card. It's going to be good. Next one is Battlefield Improvisation. This is an instant that if the creature is attacking, you may attach any number of equipment you control to it. This is from Assassin's Creed last summer.
Yeah. I was like, God, I don't remember this one, but that's why, because it was specific for Assassin's Creed.
Yep. So, and this is $2. You have the red-white one from Fallout. That's a very similar card, less situational, but that one's sitting at $6, $7, $8 at this point. It kind of went up because of this deck. I think this is, if you're going to do that, do this one as well, a lot cheaper.
Gotcha.
And then you have Igor.
There we go.
Battle Ready. You got a 5 mana, 5/5 Vigilance Haste, and whenever it attacks, it deals damage equal to the number of equipment you control to each opponent. When you're an equipment deck and you
Is this
want
in
a
your
lot of them down,
is this in your
that
Captain
deals some
America deck?
damage.
Is
What's
it? Is this in your Captain America deck?
You know what? I have not been able. They don't even have it on Card Kingdom as an option to buy it.
Oh, really?
And I just literally got it sent to me today
This-
on
you-
Cards.
oh,
So
really?
it should be showing up in the next week.
Well, then you should get this little ditty.
Yeah.
One more.
Oh, good.
I mean, it's cheap. It's under $2, but it's really cool. And so looking forward to that. Next one is Hexplate Wallbreaker. This is 5-ish as well, but it's a 5 mana equipment that when it comes into play, you get a 2/2 creature along with it. So like that free creature that's equipped for Cloud, just to see how many creatures there are. And then whenever it attacks, if it's the first combat phase this turn, untap your creatures, you get another attack phase. So attacking a bunch, this works really well with Tifa, and Cloud getting another attack step and everything else. It's exactly what you want this deck to be doing.
For sure.
And then the last one is Kutzel Malamet Exemplar. This should be laying around if you've been playing Magic for a year and a half. But it is your opponents can't cast spells during your turn, which everybody likes with Grand Abolisher. Might as
Right.
well like it here as well. But then whenever one or more creatures you control with power greater than its base power, which is what your equipment are doing, and it deals damage to a player, draw a
Draw.
card.
Nice.
So it's doing a lot of stuff that you want for 50 cents.
Oh, nice. Really quick before you give us the total you got there, but so Justin was saying, "Yep, Commander, I'm shooting with limit break, so I'll be trying to upgrade that a bit. Have you heard anything about mixing in Transformers? Are you saying like the Transformer sets or the Transformers into your deck? I don't remember which one was limit break. Shooting with limit break. That I think he's talking about the precon limit break.
That's this one.
Oh, that's this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what we're dealing with. Which Transformers would you even think about adding to it? Because those are
I
all.
didn't look at any Transformers. It's not something that I would have
Yeah.
done. If that's the great thing about Commander, man. If you're into it and you're like, hey, I want to make this work, or I want to add Transformers and Final Fantasy together, fucking do it, man. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. Yeah, especially
and,
where we're now with everything's mixing with IPs.
Yeah,
It's fantastic, and you got
But I
secret
think
layers.
like for me, when I looked at most of the Transformers are creatures into vehicles, which this deck isn't doing.
Hmm.
So I wasn't even looking there.
Yeah.
What I normally do when it comes to the commander is I look at what the legend that you want to play with is doing and what it cares about. And that one cares about Cloud specifically cares about equipment, attack triggers,
And your power getting over.
yeah,
Over
and
the
that
7.
and getting over 7.
Yeah.
So those are the things that I specifically was looking at.
Yep.
And so those are the budget upgrades. I didn't actually add it up because I knew I was way under
way under.
20. It's way under.
Okay.
It might be 15, less 12. I don't know.
It's under 20. That's all that matters. All right. So now the next section.
Mr. Unlimited.
You got a couple cards of Mr. Unlimited. We got 4 here. So what cards would you add to the deck if you had unlimited budget? A little bit more expensive here.
Yeah. So we got Kodama, the West Tree, that cares about modified creatures. The thing about Cloud is you want to put as many, you want to go wide with equipment, which is kind of rare when it comes to equipment creatures. Most of the time you want to build up with equipment. And so this one, you want as many creatures with equipment on it. And Kodama is going to benefit greatly when you have multiple creatures dealing damage with equipment on them, and then you just go get basic lands and put a bunch into play. And it's $15-20 right now.
Jeez.
And so yeah, it's a great card in your modified decks.
Yeah. So most of the Transformers, Justin is asking about that look to be equipment. Most of the Transformers are vehicles.
Yeah, they're creatures into vehicles.
I can't think of there are some that were weapons, weren't there? Like I don't remember exactly.
Weapon's not really a subtype.
Well, you know
though.
what I'm saying, like that were a weapon, so that I would think that they could be an equipment, but I'm pretty sure most of those.
And so there are
were-
transform costs, not necessarily equip costs. And so that'll flip it to the other side. Most of those were like Star Screech would be like the plane, which is a vehicle, and then there's benefit to that.
Just make sure when you're looking at the subtype. So you see right here where you have the legendary creature.
Yeah.
This is where it's going to tell you if it's an equipment, if it's a vehicle, if it's. Let's see if I can see one. Do you have? Oh, yeah, there we go.
So that
See,
one, the
they're
wall
right there.
breaker.
So it has the artifact is what the whole card is, and then equipment right here is what you're kind of looking for. So most of those Transformers will be like artifact vehicle is what it is there. Artifact is just it's the card type. So you have the certain amount of card types. You got sorceries and all that stuff. So this is just
Well, if he's new, we can run through it real quick. So card types, you have sorceries, which you can only play on your turn. You have instants that you can basically play at any point during everybody's turns. You have creatures that you can only play on your turn. You have lands. You have planeswalkers, which are kind of special types. And then you have enchantments and artifacts.
let's see if you're gonna
which
get
are
them all.
fairly similar.
Are you gonna get them all? There's one that you're missing in there.
Am I? What is it?
Sagas. Well, sorry.
No, that's an enchantment. Brock.
Battles. Sorry, I meant to say battles.
Yes, battle is a new one.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, we have 8 card types, and then they'll have subtypes telling you
What it is,
specifically like
equipment.
equipment or creature types like human, assassin, warrior, which can be important depending on what your deck is doing. Legendary creatures allow you to
it be your
it
commander
doesn't necessarily
or
matter in commander, other than you can use them as your leader.
yep.
So
yeah.
and so yeah, there's a lot to learn there.
Okay, so back to the Mr. Unlimited. So what was the next one you got is
Next one is Sigarda's Aid. That was sitting at about $8 right now. Casting equipment at flash speed and having them equipped for free or attached for free is super good.
Yep.
Just put it in every equipment deck.
Yep.
You have Stoneforge Mystic. That's sitting about like $18-20 right now. ETBs, you get to go get an equipment, put in your hand, and then you can activate the ability, put it into play for free.
burps.
Malort is terrible.
We got one
And so
more
it's
coming.
it's one of the better equipment cards.
Oh, wait.
There are a lot
Not
of
one more.
equipment
We hit that
tutors
50.
out there, and I was just highlighting this one. I'm going to try and cycle through. I think I've done the red white saga or class 1 warriors class. There's a Kellen split card that does it. Like, equipment have tutors. If that's what you want to do, that's just what I'm talking about right here. And then the last one is Wolfgar, the Icewind Dale. It basically attacks or it doubles your attack triggers, much like Ishin. But this one, so it's one of the things that I like. It is only like $6, so it could have probably been in the budget. I just didn't care. But number one, it doubles your melee trigger on him, but also it's gonna, instead of having 2 attacks where you have to like take a lot of time in attacking, you're just going to get double cloud triggers with Wolfgar in play. And that's what I prefer to do, instead of attack, do all that kind of stuff, and then reset up and attack again with extra combat steps.
yeah.
It just takes longer, and people tend to roll their eyes a little bit at me. And so I'd much rather just double trigger,
That's just when you
and
play
get it over
decks.
with quicker.
Yeah.
I'm not doing as much damage, but I like Wolfgar in this deck.
Yeah, I dig it. Cool. All right. Well, that was what is your deck called again? Limit Break. There we go. Limit Break.
Limit Break. Limit Break.
That's one
So
deck.
this is a cool one. Like I said, it's running about 140. We're not doing it. Is it worth it? But it feels like all of these are kind of expensive at the moment. I hope they print them
I hope they
into
come
the ground to make it at least
hopefully,
acceptable.
because these are really expensive right now.
That's an expensive deck right there. I think I was seeing the foil versions of all of them being like 300 plus.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So
What do you
deck,
got?
I got Scions and Spellcraft. So I have the two commanders here. So we have, here we go. Jaraha Tia Scion Reborn.
What are you laughing about?
I think I got that right. So this is like the secondary one. That's not the one that's the face necessarily. But it's white, blue, and black for a Cat Wizard 2/3 lifelink. Whenever it has whatever the word is, it doesn't matter. Throw the wide gates, which isn't really a thing. But whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may pay X life, where X is that spell's mana value. If you do, create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token and put X 1/1 counters on it. Do this only once each turn. The better commander, which is actually pretty cool. I
don't like that one though.
I might build this one, even though I've kind of done it. I mean, my Alesha deck is a non-creature prowess deck.
How about
but
you just kill that one and then go with this one?
No. Let's see. Let's see if I can do this. Hang on. Shatola? Shatola? Knight's Blessed? I mean, do I get it? Did I get it?
I'll give you Graha, but not Yishtola.
Yishtola. Oh, that sounds better. Yishtola. I like it.
I should have had a conversation with Alex before this and just been like, I want to hear it one time.
You said that for the Secret Layer video.
I did. I'm going to say it next week too.
Yeah. One color is a white, a blue, and a black for a Cat Warlock with Vigilance, and it is a 2/4. At the beginning of each end step, if a player lost 4 or more life this turn, you draw a card. So the cool thing about that is that doesn't need to be from you. So in a game, people attacking other players, you're drawing cards when people are dealt damage. If they lost 4 more life in their turn, it's not at the end of your turn. It's at the end of each end step. You can draw a card. So second part to it is whenever you cast a non-creature spell with mana value 3 or greater, Y'shtola deals 2 damage to each opponent and you gain 2 life. So you could do this as a spell slinging fun deck kind of thing and cast stuff on other people's turns, which is that's how I would focus, and we'll get to that later. But casting 2 spells that are 3 or more, you're doing 4 damage. You're going to draw, from what I'm understanding, if it doesn't say if 1 or more players lost 4 or more life, draw a card. If each player lost 4 life that turn, you're going to draw 3 cards, right? Am I thinking that right? Or
I think you just get 1 draw.
is it just 1? The end of each
Normally
end step,
it says
if a player. Oh, you might be right.
It's just looking for if any single
one
player lost
okay.
4, then you get to draw.
But either way, Kat, you're wanting to try to. How I would build this deck is playing stuff on other people's turns, so you can take advantage of the draw stuff more often. So, anyways, let's go to the new stuff really quick. Okay, so we got 5 cards here. There's actually a lot of good cards in this. And having to cut it down to 5 kind of sucked because I'm probably missing some because I was like, this one's
There's
good.
some
this
cool
one's
cards
good.
in these new
Yeah.
cards.
Champions from Beyond. So this is 2 white and X. It's an enchantment. When this enchantment enters, create X11 colorless hero creature tokens. Then it has whenever you attack with 4 or more creatures, scry 2, then draw a card. And then it says full party. Whenever you attack with 8 or more creatures, those creatures get 4+4 until end of turn. So it's cool because you're able to just cast this, and if this is all you have and it's late game, you can get a crap ton of 1/1s. And then you can attack with those later the next turn, draw a card if you're attacking with 4 or more. But if you were able to create a few more and you already had creatures out, they could be 5/5s straight up attacking everybody. So this is kind of nuts.
Yeah, if you have 8 creatures, you just go white, drop it, and attack.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point too.
Beastmaster Ascension, essentially.
Yeah, right off the bat, right there. So, and you're drawing off of that as well, so it's replenishing. I just really like this one. I think this one's going to get used quite a bit.
I like that. I agree.
Yeah.
They've been doing more enchantments that are like, if you attack with X amount of creatures, you get to draw a card. I really like that for white. I like it here. I like it on Minas Tirith.
Yeah.
They have it on a couple equipment. I like the route that they're going for card draw for white in that regard.
Yep.
For sure.
Because it also is, it's forcing that thing that Magic sometimes doesn't. Magic players don't do well as attacking other players. I'll just sit tight.
That's another good point.
I'll just sit tight. I love that we have these things that are like, no, attack so you can get a benefit off of it. Oh, God dang it. Emmett Selch of the Third Seat. I think I got
That's
it.
how I'd say it.
All right. 2 colors, a blue and a black for an Elder Wizard. It is a 3/4. Spells you cast from your graveyard cost 2 less to cast. So that's kind of cool in itself. But whenever 1 or more opponents lose life, you may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. If that spell will be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. Do this once each turn. So the cool thing is, it's not just your turn. If you were able, like, if an opponent lost life on any other turn, like, that's the thing that's going to happen. You say go to somebody, they're going to attack somebody else. Oh, you just lost life? Okay, now I can cast this for 2 less. Something that I already cast, an instant or sorcery, now costs 2 less, and now I'm casting it again. Like, this is ridiculous. This is fantastic that you're able to cast something like that and get the benefit off of it, just off of people losing life. It's simple. And
super
it's
cool.
You could build around this. It's
really
a commander.
like this.
Yeah, this is a potential commander that I could see Lowery building this deck right here.
Yeah, I mean it. So it kind of feels like Savine, where you're playing flashback cards, but also like Eternalize is casting creatures from the graveyard, and that would be reduced by 2, which is huge. So just basically think of like, what's the zombie one from Shards of Alara, where you're like casting creatures from the graveyard and then exiling them at end of turn. Like, that's really cool. Just think of all those graveyard synergies that are just reduced by 2.
Well, and that part too. But the other part
Dogmoss Will.
This gets
I know
around.
that's not everywhere, but
doesn't this get around the the sorcery trigger because it's saying you can cast an instant or sorcery. So if you're on other people's turns, can't you cast that sorcery, or does that have to be on your turn?
No. Okay.
And
So
whenever an opponent loses life, you may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Oh, it doesn't say you can.
yeah.
Yeah.
So essentially, what it is, if you get to break the rules on casting certain timing restrictions if it's basically telling you to cast it right now.
Right.
And generally, it's for free, like a Tali. It works that way because you're casting.
Yep.
Within the attack step.
Yeah, because it happens then. It's not till end of turn, and it's not. Yeah, you're having to do it.
And so this is saying you can cast it, but that is forcing you to be within the rules of whatever's going on. It's still cool.
Well, hold on a second, because it's whenever an opponent loses it.
Like flashback still forces you to play within the rules. You can give a sorcery flashback at a certain point. You just can't cast it.
But okay,
because casting it with mana forces you to be within the timing rules.
That's the fun thing about new cards is we get to walk this out and kind of.
Yeah,
it's not saying that you can cast it. That it has to be that right then. It's not saying you can cast this until end of turn. It's saying you have to cast it then. Whenever one or more opponents loses life, you may cast instant or sorcery from your graveyard. So it's not saying you can wait until end of turn. It's saying in that instance, you got to do it then, right? I mean, that's how I'm kind of reading it. It's not saying until end of turn. Normally, things that do that say you can cast this until end of turn. It's almost saying, in a way, you need to cast it right then, right?
That's generally not how the wording would be, though, because like a Tali states without paying its mana cost.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that generally is stating it's just saying you may cast it, but you still have to pay whatever costs that are attributed to it, which generally is going to force you to do it.
I guess at the very last sentence it does say do this only once each turn
during your turn.
Yeah.
I
once
mean,
each turn.
There are rules that come out for every card. I don't know if they're out at this point.
Right,
either,
I
so
tried
I
to
would
do.
Definitely check the.
I did try to do that on one of
Scryfall.
these, to see exactly. Scryfall will update and say the timing of things and all that. So, if we are, we're within the realm. We're hitting something. Something's right here. I think the way you're saying it is, but it could be whatever. It could be the Atali type of thing too. But okay. Next,
Justin, as a new player, we can give you. We've been playing since we were kids
in the 90s. We've been playing since the beginning,
and we still debate on what happens when and where.
It's gonna happen.
And I've been around where judges are wrong.
Yeah,
like this game is so hard.
It's what do you say?
Don't worry
It's
about it. Like
it's the most
Arena,
complicated
like
card
great.
game. Yeah, that's a great way for learning and stuff too.
Yeah.
But you said, what is this the most complicated card game that?
This is the most complicated game in history of the world.
Yeah.
There are so many cards. This is the only game that a computer cannot beat us at. And that, I'm sure we're getting there with AI and everything, but it's wild.
All right. Next one is Observed Stasis. So it's 3 colors and a blue for an enchantment aura. It has flash, enchant creature and opponent controls. When this aura enters, remove enchanted creature from combat. Then draw a card for each tapped creature its controller controls. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and can't attack or block. So I thought this was cool because boom, yes, we have that what's that white card that does a similar thing where it makes it so they can't attack or block. We used to play it a long time ago, but we haven't played that in a long time. You know what I'm talking about? It's like 1 white and 2 colors. It makes it so they can't attack or block, lose all abilities. Whatever, it doesn't matter. This is that, but you get the draw effect off of it. I love that. Somebody's all out attacking you. You take the beefiest creature out of play and draw cards for everything else that's coming after you. I like this one a lot. I think it's kind of cool for a blue card.
I mean, you want to plant this on a commander, right?
Well, that's good. That's a good point. Yeah.
You want to plant, but they have to be attacking with the commander. But yeah, this is really, really cool. With the instant speed draw when somebody's attacking you. maybe taking out the commander.
Yeah,
This feels sweet.
yeah, I like this. Yeah. So, and then we got okay, Papo. Hang on, don't do it. Let me try this. Papo Mo. No, there's an Ly in there. So Papalomo. God,
I'm gonna
Papalomo.
admit this sounds like
Papalomo.
some disease that women have in the uteruses. So
The Final Fantasy. We're gonna lose Justin because he's like, I'm a Final Fantasy nerd, and now you guys are killing the names here. Papali Mo Totolio.
do they even talk in that game? I feel like I read all the time in Final Fantasy VII. There was nowhere it's like.
Is it like Zelda or is it just boop 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 boop? Boop?
Yes, maybe. I don't know.
Totolimo?
Maybe it was just Zelda.
Totolimo and Papalimo. So it's
I shouldn't have waited. All right.
it's one white and one black for a 1/2 dwarf wizard. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this guy deals 1 damage to each opponent, and you gain a life. That's pretty fantastic. It's any non-creature spell, and you're doing 1 damage to everybody, and you're gaining life. The fun part is you can tap 4, sacrifice it. Each opponent who lost life this turn sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among creatures they control. So you could kind of not set this up, but this can be at instant speed. So somebody's all out attacking you. If you can cast a non-creature spell, which it's pretty easy to do, everybody loses life. Then you tap the 4, boom, they're losing one of the biggest creatures they have. And it's not you, it's each opponent. So this I like this guy a lot. I think this one's gonna be
I'm
kind of
actually surprised that it is damage instead of losing life. Even though I don't know how much that matters, but I'm a little surprised that the wording isn't there for a black-white creature like this.
You mean that it deals damage? You're saying that that should
it's
be
dealing
losing
1
life?
damage instead of losing. Everybody loses 1 life.
But yeah, no, we don't have a lot. Actually, this deck has more of the non-creature. Like, I love that we're doing a lot more of the prowess kind of things that are happening. Especially since I just built a prowess deck. I'm like, I'm really in tune with the prowess. And I'm like, yeah, this is good. Damn it, it's black. It doesn't fit in my deck I just made.
Not quite.
Yeah, so.
Still cool.
All right,
Still
and the
cool.
last one is, God dang it. Uri Anger. Augurelt. Augurelt. I don't know how to say any of this. So it's 1 white and 1 blue.
You're right. I'm not even going to try and...
Elf advisor. I'm sure you got to hit the button. I did not say that.
Hold on. Yeah.
I did-
Now that sounds like a disease for a man's penis hole. So that's...
you got them both.
We're equal opportunity here.
There we go.
All right.
1 white, 1 blue for a 1/3 elf advisor. Whenever you play a land from exile or cast a spell from exile, you gain 2 life. You can tap it, look at the top card of your library. You may exile it face down. You can also tap it until end of turn. You may play cards exiled with this dude. Spells you cast this way cost 2 less to cast. So you may play it. It's not cast, so that's really nice because you can play those lands, which makes sense because the first part of that paragraph text saying playing lands from exile, you gain 2 life. Playing cards, it's any of those. It's not just 1 card. Until end of turn, you may play cards exiled with this. Problem is, this has to go through a couple turns of exiling things. So you're probably only going to be doing 1 or 2 a turn. But, if you get this out turn 2 in a late game, you could probably do a lot of stuff, gaining some life off of it too.
Blue has enough stuff that's going to allow you to untap.
That's true.
Cards,
And it is a legendary creature, so this could be a commander
Right.
as well. So that could be a fun one to build around.
And okay, here, random question, not even about the card. But have you ever not chosen a creature or card that you want to talk about, but you avoid it because of the name and don't want to try and say
No,
it?
I never even know what the name is until I'm getting to this point. I literally am just like, I like what this card does. I like what this card does. And then I get to this point, I'm like, oh no. What did I do? All right. Okay. So I don't think this one. Yeah, I did. This deck did not have anything that was really over $5.
No reprints.
It had reprints, just nothing over $5.
Okay.
Like,
all right.
like we had the Luminous Brood Moth. but that's $1.50 at this point. Like,
Yeah, they got the reprint tanked it for sure.
yeah. So I didn't have anything there, but let's move into the budget upgrades. Is this my really low budget? Yes, this is my really low budget. Okay, so the deck itself, by the way, $135. So what was your other one? The other one was $140.
Yeah. You're talking about the same thing as Limit Breaker, the equipment one, which was good. It had some solid reprints, a lot of really good new cards. And this has no good reprints.
So you're going off of all the new stuff.
And you're just new stuff. Okay.
So $135. Those were the
and
new
then
ones.
you're gonna add in like $5 for an upgrade.
Yeah, this is gonna be really cheap.
Maybe.
All right, here goes. Here's budget upgrades. Ready? So I wanted to stick with there's a couple things. So I'm gonna hint at things. So there's gonna be things that you guys can get more of and expand on. But if I were to build this deck, obviously I build it around Y'shtola, and I would do the non-creature spells, trying to do the 3 mana value or greater to make the damage and all that stuff. So you're drawing. And I want to do it at instant speed because I want to try to draw as many cards as I can and replenish my hand. So there's a couple things. One, Aetherize is a great one. This is a 4-drop, so you're going to also trigger that over 3 or greater, casting a non-creature spell, but that also returns all attacking creatures to their owner's hand. It's a great card to have in decks where, it's just, this fits really perfect in here because it's a 4-drop and then bounce everything to their hand. We also have one of the newer cards, Aligned Heart. So that is from our Tarkir Dragonstorm. This is great. And actually, I don't even have this in my Elsha deck, and I might have to put it in there, but it's 2 colors and a white, and it is an enchantment. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, put a rally counter on this enchantment. Then create a 1/1 monk with prowess for each rally counter on it. So this deck is focused on non-creature spells, and you just have to hit that second spell. So if you're casting enough spells, you can do this on other people's turn. This can keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And prowess, if you remember what that is, every time you cast a non-creature spell, it gets 1+1. So this just gets kind of nuts having this out there. And this deck is built on non-creature spells. Frantic Search. So this is what I wanted to kind of trigger on. There's a lot of cards out there that allow you to untap lands. And so this can be your first spell. You get that 2 damage to everybody. Then you untap your lands. You can do it again. So Frantic Search is drawing 2 cards, discarding 2 cards, untapping 3 lands. You can do the counter spells that are there. They're the ones that you can tap 4, untap 4 lands, counter target spell. So doing that kind of thing would be great in this deck as well. Being able to hit that double trigger there. You're trying to hit people. You're trying to get 4 damage done so that you can draw cards. So that's one of the big things there. Monastery Mentor. I don't ever use this card, but put it in my deck, and I think it fits well in this deck as well because you're casting non-creature spells. You're getting little dudes that turn into big fatties, especially since you're dealing with a lot of non-creature. And then the last thing is...
And it feels very much like Aligned Heart as well.
Yeah.
But like if you are in a non-creature deck in white, it's something that you should be looking at. And it's cheap right now, right?
Yeah. I mean,
it used to be a $20 card.
Is that really? I got my full art foil for like $2. So from
yeah. So it got reprinted in
this our Dragonstorm Tarkir.
It's been reprinted a bunch for a while, but it got. I don't know if I know you don't remember this, but when we were cracking Keldheim, I got that version in the list. I was like, fuck yeah, that was a $20 card, and it was. And then they just reprinted the shit out of it. It was in one of the Dominaria sets with Phyrexia and maybe March of the Machines, and it just tanked the price.
Yeah,
still a great card though.
Yeah.
Price is not indicative of how good it is.
They just reprinted it to bring that price down because it is a very good card.
I mean, if it gets a Judge promo, that probably means it's a good card.
And then the last one is Stroke of Midnight, which Generous Gift does a similar thing, but this is an instant destroy target non-land permanent. Generous Gift is destroy target permanent. But you're destroying something, you're dealing 2 damage to everybody, you're gaining 2 life, and if you can get a second spell going, then you're going to draw a card off of it as well. So I think spot removal stuff that are 3 or more. There's Anguish Unmaking. You have a bunch of those that you could use in this. Kind of play around with that a little bit more. But not only are you removing things that are problems, but you're also benefiting off of it as well. You're shrinking the board a bit. All these cards here, like I said, the Monastery Mentor is the most expensive of everything else. We're under $10 with this, so I don't even know.
Oh, yeah.
Under.
Your Frantic Search is 20 cents. Stroke of Midnight is 20 cents.
Yeah.
Monastery, $1.50. Lionheart's 75 cents.
it-
Aetherize is 50 cents, maybe.
So
Yeah.
I could have, if we were doing our same guidelines of $20, I could have added like 15, 20 more cards here. But all right, so
Can I read the main commander again? Is that looking for like mana cost?
yeah,
Or
non-creature spell with mana value 3 or greater.
yeah, man. So like, dig through time and treasure cruise.
I had
with,
that as well. Yep.
Were you thinking that?
Yeah,
Same
I
thing?
had, but I was like, I'm limited to what we were trying to do. We were like, okay, 5 here. So
Yep.
you could do. I mean, Windfall's a sorcery, but I had Windfall in here as well to kind of try to replenish your hand. Like, there's a
I can see
lot
that.
of things
Just
you can do with
the
this.
delve mechanic seems really sweet here. Like you're saying, like anything that reduces the cost.
Well, free
feels
spells.
like it's gonna be really good.
Any of the free spells that if you have
Yeah,
your commander in
yeah.
play them for free. Boom, 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 right there. So yeah,
Like it.
Yeah,
Yeah, because all of them. The black one, exiling is 4, 3, and 3.
indestructible. Yep, they all would work there. So okay, so Mr. Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited.
So I got 4 cards I had in here. Black Market Connections is one of them. It's a 3-drop, so boom, get that out, get your draws. If you have black, you're playing a black deck, Black Market Connections is a great one to have in there. Blood Chief Ascension, you're casting 1 non-creature spell. Everybody loses 2 life. You only get the 1 counter on it, but by the time it gets back around to you, Blood Chief Ascension is activated. So this is
As long as you're when you're casting something on everybody's turn.
this is a must add in there. Yes, it's a 1-drop. It doesn't fit with the 3 CMC, but this is going to fit with everything else you're doing. So this is a really good one there. Hey, Clever Concealment. You talked about it in your deck. Why not move it over to this deck? Because this is a 4-drop. But if you're doing the Convoke and you reduce it, you're protecting your stuff. And it's an instant speed, so you can do it on other people's turn. Same with Mithril Coat. It's a 3-drop, and it's flash, and it's protecting your commander as well. So these were the 4 things that I was like, boom, 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 put these in there, a little more expensive. But that's how I would build this. And like I said, I just build my prowess deck. And some of I didn't have black market because I wasn't working with black, but these were in the mix of doing that, trying to work that angle and stuff, the Clever Concealment and Mithril Coat. There's a lot of fun stuff I think you could do with this deck. I mean, you go different angles. And that's what I like when you get a commander where it's like, well, I could either go this route, or this route. That's when you have a good commander. Where if you have a commander where it's like, this is how you have to go, those are the ones that lose my interest a little bit more. And this one I like because you could do a couple things with it. So
Sure.
all right. God, this is taking a lot longer than I was thinking.
It's gonna.
It's
It's
the
a
Malort.
2-hour podcast.
Yeah, it's
easy.
the Malort. The Malort makes it last longer. All right.
If you want a longer podcast, come and donate.
Card like Simeon Sling. Which one was that? So adding a card like Simeon Sling. I want to know. Let's look at that. Well, I can't pull it. Hang on. Let's do this. Scryfall.
Justin, if you don't know Scryfall, absolutely get used to it. It's so good.
Simeon. What do you say? Simeon Sling. I almost put.
Yeah. It's an ape sling.
Oh, okay. Whenever creature becomes blocked. Not unless you're talking about. Oh, I think he's still.
You might be talking about the.
He's still working on your deck too. He said
Limit
that he was
Break
working. Yeah, he's
still.
working on Limit Break. How would you think
That
with
might
that
be
one?
a thing. Yeah. So that is an equipment, and it's also something like reconfigure is very similar to equip. They are different words, and so sometimes rules are different within what's going on there. But it is an equipment. It should work for you in that regard.
All right.
And then with them being cards. So okay, I do. That card being an equipment and a creature does not mean it is an equipped creature if it were to attack. So if maybe that statement makes sense. So Cloud is looking for creatures. So Simeon Sling would be a creature That is equipped.
So it
something
needs
that
to have something
is
on it.
on it.
Yeah.
And so that is an important distinction, because sometimes there are other things that are creatures that are enchantments that are just looking for enchantments attacking. And those would count. But this is looking for something attached to that creature that is an equipment specifically for Cloud. And so Simian Sling works, and it can be equipped to something, which is cool, and it has the ability to have something equipped to it, but it's cool either way.
Cool.
We're good.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Thank you for the questions with all that.
No worries.
Yeah.
We are easily sidetracked.
Yeah. Squirrel. Especially, I'm gonna keep blaming on Malort.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Lowery, your next deck that you did was Revival
It is mine.
Tance.
I think, okay, starting off, this was the one that me and you were both least interested in, and you forced me to do this.
You're welcome.
Okay, you have the main commander is Terra, Herald of Hope. It's a red and a white and a black for a 3/3 human wizard warrior. It has, remember when we used to do the keyword of trance after D&D, and it just pissed me off so bad? Now we just skip it. It's just
I don't even read those anymore.
It's such a waste of space. Still, come on. Okay. At the beginning of combat on your turn, mill 2 cards. Terra gains flying until end of turn. And then whenever Terra deals combat damage to a player, you may pay 2. Whenever you do, return target creature card with power 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped.
I thought that you would like this deck. It's dealing with putting stuff in your graveyard and bringing stuff back and shenanigans.
You know what? So this is, I feel like this card exists already with the 2 Aleshas that exist.
Yeah.
And I don't play those. Like I was enamored with Alesha when it came out during the first cons block, and I don't think I built it, but it's a cool idea. I thought about it for a bit, and there just isn't anything that I really enjoy about it. It's this, you know, on Alesha, it's an attack trigger that you can pay. This, you have to deal the combat damage through, which is definitely harder.
Yeah, it's a good point.
It does have the invasion, to whereas Alesha doesn't, but this feels like Alesha. And so...
Did you say invasion? It has the invasion, not the evasion?
Evasion.
Well, I want to see what's the secondary commander. Let's see if this one's a little better.
I actually like that one a lot better.
Okay.
But Celsius, Rune Knight. I'm just trying to talk to Robocop.
No,
from
Fahrenheit.
Canada, all right?
Fahrenheit.
Oh, that's what. I don't distinguish between the two. I just say numbers and hope somebody understands. That's then you got Celis, Rune Knight. One in a red and a white and a black for 4/4 human wizard knight. When Celeste enters, that sounds like she was named, her parents were hippies, I'm sure. Celeste. Yeah. All right. Whenever it enters, discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards +1. Whenever one or more other creatures you control enter, if one or more of them enters from the graveyard or was cast from the graveyard, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. This feels a lot better to me.
Yeah.
You're putting 1/1 counters on all your creatures. You have a real reanimation deck here because you're putting creatures that come back from the graveyard, and it's not dependent upon one creature dealing damage to an opponent.
Plus the other part of her is like, if you think about the first part of what she does is discarding your hand, so you can set it up. You know what I'm saying? Is you have these creatures that you can bring back, but you don't want them in your hand. You want them in your graveyard. Then it's replenishing your hand. Like there's a lot that she's doing. You can. This seems actually pretty. It'd be a complicated piloting deck, but I think it'd be a kind of a fun, unique thing. You would not see this coming, you know, because you're getting rid of. You want to dump your hand, and then you replenish it easily. And the thing is like people won't want to kill her because then you're able to do it again because it's once you ETBs and you're in white, so you can do the flicker stuff. It's not a cast trigger; it's a flick. Like you could flicker this.
Right.
There's a lot that you can do. Yeah, I like this commander a lot more
She
than the
seems
other
really
one.
cool.
Yeah, I like this one more.
And this is much more up my lane. I don't know why this one is tickling fancies versus the main one. That's just
It's because it's doing shenanigans, and you like doing shenanigans.
I like wheeling.
Yeah.
I do like having just like having like blood gas that just comes back from the graveyard and you're putting 1/1 counters on everything. That just feels good. Like you can have multiple creatures coming back and having multiple triggers. The discard effect that draws you cards in the graveyard or in the command zone is so much better than needing to just have a fistful of cards that allow you to draw and discard. Like you don't necessarily have to have Faithless Looting, Wheel of Misfortune, Reforge the Soul, like looting kind of cards, Thrill Possibility. You can just kind of do it with your commander and maybe have a blink thing or still more reanimation cards. Like it just feels a lot more open.
Yep.
Like you were saying before, when it feels like you have to do a thing, it's less interesting for us.
Right.
And I think this is more open.
Wide open. Yeah, I like this a lot. I could see this being a U deck. Like I could see you building this.
Yeah.
Team Forest Walk. Cole, get the fuck out. Cole, you're getting it.
Hashtag Team Forest Walk. Baby. He shows up and leaves.
Yeah, he does. He's not even on it. All right, Larry, tell us about some of these new cards we got in here.
All right, this one right here, Esper of Magicite. We're going to go with it. But 3 and a black, instant. Exile each opponent's graveyard. When you do, choose up to one target creature, target, or card exiled this way. Create a token that's a copy of that card, except it's an artifact, and it loses all other card types.
That's pretty solid. Being an instant speed, removing
exile all
opponents.
Graveyards.
No,
essentially what you're looking
opponents'
for is
graveyards,
with
not yours.
ETB.
It's not yours. It's all opponents.
Right. So the best creature with an ETB.
Yeah. Well,
and like
even the best creature doesn't even have to be an ETB. If this is late game, holy crap, this card is really good.
Hold on. So it loses the card type. So it's not necessarily a creature. It is an artifact.
Oh.
So you're looking for an ETB or an activated ability.
Catch that part. Yeah.
But still, it's still really, really good.
You
like think of
your
it in your
Seattle.
Mothman deck.
Yeah.
Think of it in any mass mill, self mill deck. Umbrus loves this.
You cast this. Hang on, I need 15 minutes to go through all of your graveyards just to see which one I want to. Oh, I'm going to use maybe this one, maybe this. Yeah, no, this is
if you're in a
solid.
Wrath kind of deck or you're like destroy themed like Kelsey or something, like this card just seems very applicable. It seems really fun, and yet it still feels like it's not a game changer. It's not something that's gonna be everywhere, but it seems like it's gonna work a lot more than it doesn't.
Yeah, I think even this being at a sorcery speed would have been fine, but the fact that it's instant, like,
also true.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Dig it. All right. Sorry, I'm just hung up on that, and I was getting another beer.
Next one, Gao, maybe. Feral Youth,
maybe.
1 in a red, 2/2 Human Berserker. Whenever you attack, put a 1/1 counter on it, and then at the beginning of each end step, if a card left your graveyard this turn, Gao deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. This just feels like a really cool 99. You could probably build around it. I feel like it's probably missing
a color.
Black as a color.
Yeah,
to make
I
it
was
really
gonna say,
good.
give it one more color here.
But this feels like if you're playing from the graveyard, very cool card.
Yeah,
next one is Lock Treasure Hunter, 1 in a black and a red. I don't remember the power toughness, and Adam's purposely
2/3.
covering it up.
2/3.
2/3. It can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. And then whenever lock attacks, each player mills a card. If a land card was milled this way, create a treasure token. Until end of turn, you may cast a spell from among those cards.
Oh, that is pretty solid.
So
I mean,
this one
it's
feels
pretty much not going to.
buildable.
Yeah, this one, it's not going to get killed, because its toughness is a 3, so it's not going to get blocked by anything that. Well, I guess if you get more than one creature blocking it, but still, like you're getting card advantage off of it, you're getting treasures off of it. Like there's a lot of stuff happening with this. I could see building around this guy.
Yeah. So I mean, it just depends on what I get in singles, but
Yeah.
might be building something from this. Snort. That's the name of the card now. 3 in a red sorcery. Each player may discard their hand, so you can keep it if you want, but you can discard your hand and then draw 5 cards, and then it deals 5 damage to each opponent who discarded their hand this way.
And that's nice because you're getting an advantage. You can discard your hand, replenish it. Everybody else, if they decide they want to, they're going to take 5 damage from it. I like that. And then the second part of it.
Yep. And then the second part is it has flashback for 6. So I like that it's a, would you call this a bad wheel effect? Maybe. But this feels like a wheel with a Nekasar attached to it.
I was trying to figure out what Justin was saying. He just wrote cocaine. I'm like, why did he just write cocaine? And snort. Got it.
Snort.
It's a little
Snort.
Got Malort brain. Gonna blame everything on Malort. I thought he was saying it because I itched my nose earlier. I was like, no, I wasn't doing that. But then,
No, we don't need that to be like this.
Yeah. That's Malort for us.
That's Malort for you. But Snort seems really, really cool in like, if they're going to draw 5 cards and get a new hand, they're going to take 5 damage. I like wheel effects. I can see this putting this in the new, like the Judas from Murders. I'd put this in the Niv Mizzet, that you like draw cards for each one that they take damage for.
Cole said it looks like the Crater Hoof the kid art, and it totally does. It totally looks like the secret layer. It's totally good call on that.
Yeah, I can see that.
That'd be funny if they start reusing the kid art that artists actually made into other cards. Would be so fantastic. Like
it's definitely a pink booger at the very least. That's,
all right.
But I like wheel effects, and I'll take it.
Yeah.
And then the last one I believe is the Warring Triad. This seems crazy.
It's a god.
It's 3 colorless legendary artifact creature god. It's a 5/5 blind trample haste.
That's crazy.
As long as there are fewer than 8 cards in your hand or in your yard, the Warring Triad isn't a creature. Definitely hate the wording on that sentence. Okay. And then tap, mill a card, target player adds 1 mana of any color.
This is pretty
and
solid,
so basically
man.
if you have 8 or more cards in your graveyard, it's a 3 mana 5/5 flying trample haste. And if you don't have 8 in your hand, it's 3 mana, tap, mill a card, and you get a mana.
So you remember when I thought that and I didn't really spec on it, but I did get a couple copies of that scarecrow that was the vehicle that I was like, oh, this is solid because it's a 3-drop mono rock, and then you can turn it into a 5/5 or whatever. This is so much better. Like this thing is so much better here because you can tap this immediately because it has the haste, so it doesn't matter if it is a creature or isn't a creature. Milling a card, who cares? And it's giving you 1 mana. It's saying target player, which it's 99% of the time it's going to be you.
Unless somebody's like, can somebody give me mana, please?
Right.
And you're like,
sure.
Apparently
that's
I can.
Another bonus. Like saying target player, that's fine. But it's a flying trample haste for 3. Like if this is late game, what? Like this is really good. I like it.
Yeah. It seems cool. You could build around this.
I guess.
I wouldn't.
No.
But you could.
No. All right. What are some of the reprints? We got 2 of them in here. You got
two of them. You got Reanimate, which is a $6-7 card. I mean, obviously it should be in here. And then you have Ruinous Ultimatum. It might have just been reprinted in the Tarkir block as well, the Commander decks.
Which one
Not
was the?
entirely sure.
No, never mind. I was gonna say, is that in the Secret Lair, the dog one? Let me check here. No, it wasn't. But it was in.
Oh, it's Fallout though.
Fallout.
Okay,
yeah.
so it got Fallout
Yeah.
reprint.
Fallout right there.
Oh,
and that's a special guest it got, and then Fallout. Yeah. But yeah.
So this was like going up $5-6 because of Tarkir block, but I can see it dropping back down to 2-3 after this anyway. So the reprint value in this precon, not the greatest.
What was the value of how much to buy this precon?
That's $80.
Oh, wow.
For both CK and TCG. So again, I would say it's still pretty darn high.
But this is the cheapest
Just off the
by
high.
far between the four.
Yes.
Like by far. My next one, when we get to that, is over 100 as well. So we'll get
Also
to that.
140.
Yeah, pretty much.
Somewhere around there.
all right.
So, but like some of the cool stuff is happening. It's a reanimation deck.
Let's talk about your budget upgrades. What do we got for your budget upgrade?
Upgrades. Accursed Marauder. When it ETBs, each player, including yourself, sacrifices a non-token creature. Whenever those, so like you could easily go with a heavy theme of whenever this creature comes into play, everybody sacrifices creature, and then you continue to bring them back and forth. Very much like Marin of Clan Neltoth. There we go. Lord, I'm drunk. I'm getting drunk. All right.
You're getting drunk for my birthday.
but-
Thank you, Lowery. I appreciate it.
But
Only-
that will help you get that main commander through as you're controlling the board. It's a slow strategy, which can be really, really fucking annoying, but it's a strategy. And then the next one is Chthonian Nightmare. It's an enchantment, and this deck is having smaller creatures in the yard. It's not a bring back a huge thing.
right.
And so the Nightmare card here gives you 3 energy. You can pay X energy and bring something back into play, return the enchantment back to your hand. More than likely, it's going to be 3 or 4 mana that you're bringing back. It's a great card in here specifically.
That makes sense. You sacrifice the creature, bring it back. Yep. So you get the benefit.
Smile at Death, 5 mana enchantment that just came out in Tarkir. At the beginning of your upkeep, return up to 2 target creature cards with power 2 or less from the yard. Put a 1/1 counter on each of them. This is something that's just
Then you can
it's
continuously
doing what
do
you're
it.
doing, so might as well
Yeah.
do it.
Yep. I dig that.
And then Wheel of Misfortune, I said it before. This is in this kind of deck, you don't want to I'm not gonna pansy foot around. I'm not gonna say pussyfoot, but I just said pussyfoot. So you don't want to pussyfoot around.
I like Pussy Willows. We just
mill
planted
your
a Pussy
hand,
Willow tree.
Draw a bunch of cards, and fill up your graveyard. Do that.
Yep.
Don't I'm gonna discard 1 card from my hand.
No.
It's too slow. Don't do that.
Lastly,
And then Whisper Silk Cloak, protect your commander, make sure it's getting through to deal that damage. Because when it is you have to deal damage trigger, make sure that it happens. You can have equipment or really this is a spot of make sure you have extra evasion in your deck to make sure that you're dealing damage.
gotcha. That's good. So do we have a price on all this? No.
Nope.
Right? All right. Mr. Unlimited. Wait a second. Gotta get there. Come on. There it is.
Mr. Unlimited.
You got 2 cards in Mr. Unlimited here.
Entomb, it's a $20 card. Search your deck for a card, put it into your graveyard. It's basically a tutor. We avoid that kind of thing.
Right.
But now, both Unlimited, I've said, put a tutor in your deck. So
Whatever. That's what we
There's
do.
that.
It doesn't mean we're trying to help everybody else out. So that's all good.
Right. And then the next one is Ripples of Undeath. I think if you're playing from the graveyard on any kind of black deck, you play this at this point. Enchantment at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, mill 3 cards, then put that many, or then you may pay 1 and 3 life if you do put a card from among those cards into your hand.
So it's kind of like
going to fill up your graveyard pretty quick.
It's like Black's
selective
Black's
draw.
version of Sylvan Library in a way.
Right. Oh, that's a really good point. I think, you know, it's not as good because
You're paying the 1.
you can only pay the 1 and 3 life. You can't do like 1, 2, 3. I want all of them in 9 life.
Right. But
this is a $12 card right now. So I think you want this in your reanimation style decks.
I dig it. Sweet. All right. Let's get to this last one because we are getting. You're right.
Told you. Oh, we're doing fine. Oh, we still have the tournament left.
Yeah. All right. Last deck here.
Yes.
It is Counter Blitz, and we got 2 commanders in this. I like this deck. I like this one. So Titus, Yuna's Guardian. So this is 1 green, 1 white, 1 blue for a human warrior. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, you may move a counter from target creature you control onto a second target creature you control.
That's not good.
Cheer! Whenever 1 or more creatures you control with counters on them deal combat damage to a player, you may draw a card and proliferate. Do this only once each turn.
Okay,
Then you have...
God.
Yeah,
Holy
it would
moly.
have been insane. Proliferate. Draw. Yuna Grand Summoner is the secondary commander. 1 color is green and white and blue. Human Cleric for a 1/5. It has tap, add... Oh, wait, I should say what it is. Grand Summon. Tap, add 1 mana of any color. When you cast your next creature spell this turn, create that creature enters with 2 additional 1/1 counters on it. Whenever another permanent you control is put in the graveyard from the battlefield, if it had 1 or more counters on it, you may put that many number of 1/1 counters on target creatures. So it's kind of doing...
I totally zoned out when you were reading that.
So when another permanent you control is put in the graveyard, it doesn't have to be a creature. If it had counters on it, not 1/1 counters, if it had counters on it, you can put that many 1/1 counters on target creature. So it's kind of like the Ozolith, how it fills itself up, but this directly puts it on a creature as soon as something dies, and it doesn't have to be a creature. So, all right. So the new cards in this one. This one seems fun. I mean, I built my Hackball deck, so you're going to see that kind of pop in here. But this one more than the other deck had so many more cards that I had to choose from, and I was like, God damn it, I got to cut this down. So this deck is $123 just off the bat. But here's some of the good cards that are in it. So we have Gata and Luzu. I think that sounds right. Right? Luzu? 2 colors and 1 white. It has flash. It's a 1/1 human soldier. When it enters, target creature you control. When this enters, choose target creature you control. If damage will be dealt to that creature this turn, prevent that damage and put that many 1/1 counters on it. So it kind of is like a vigor effect, but it's only that 1 turn.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of I would save this as a protection spell, obviously. So you get Blasphemous Act. Hey, guess what? I'm playing this and I'm getting 13 counters on my creature. Like Blasphemous Act gets played a lot. I mean, if your play group sees that a lot, this would be a good add in any white deck that you're playing with there. Because that's a big turnaround. Everybody else's board is wiped, and now you have a 13 at least. It depends what else its power and toughness is. All right, next card is Kamarhi, I think. Valiant Guardian, 2 colors, 1 green and 1 blue for a cat warrior. It is legendary, 3/3. It has vigilance. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, put a 1/1 counter on this and tap a creature an opponent controls. Then you may have this become a copy of that creature, except its name is this, and it has vigilance and this ability. So it's beginning of your combat, you're tapping down something. So even when this comes into play, you're tapping down something. Even though this can't attack that turn, you're still tapping down something their creature, their creature, and this becomes that and gains a 1/1 counter on it. So every turn you're continuously tapping something down. It's getting bigger. It's becoming the biggest threat that's on the board, whatever's out there. I think this one can be pretty... You could build around this as well. Like this as a commander, I think could be kind of crazy in itself.
Cat warrior.
Yeah. It's back in the day.
That's
Back in the day.
inside joke.
Yeah. Lord Jescal Guado?
Careful.
Guado?
Careful.
Guado, right? Guado?
Yeah.
All right. What color is 1 white for a flying spirit cleric? It's a 2/1. It's also a legendary creature. At the beginning of each end step, if you put a counter on a creature this turn, investigate. That's kind of sweet. I know you like investigating and clues because it's the same thing, but it just does 2 different things. But hey, you put a counter on something, you get a clue. By a turn cycle, you get 4 clues.
I mean, that's
1 time per turn.
yeah.
That's kind of nice. That's pretty sweet. There's a lot of counters out there. You
I do
know,
like that.
Yeah.
I do like it.
Next one is Lulu Stern Guardian, 2 colors and 1 blue. Whenever it's a human wizard legendary creature, 2/3. Whenever an opponent attacks you, choose target creature attacking you. Put a stun counter on that creature. It also has tap 3 and 1 blue and proliferate. So you can keep that stun counter going if you wanted to. So I kind of saw this more of like a propaganda type of thing. Yes, they have to pay 2. It's different, but you're stunning their creature. Their next turn, it does not untap. If you really wanted to, you can keep it tapped by doing the proliferate, adding more counters to it. So I thought this was pretty sweet. And it just, if the player next to you attacks you, you're stunning one of theirs. The next player wants to attack you, you're stunning one of theirs. That attack is still happening, which is the unfortunate part. But I think this is I'd play this alongside of propaganda decks, I guess.
It seems like you'll slow things down. I think that's a neat way to do what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, it does hinder people from going like, I don't want to attack them with, I don't want this thing tapped down.
Right. I want this.
So I'm not going to attack them with it. So it's interesting at the very least.
Then we got, and this one is more for me because of my Tom Bombadil deck, but it's Oaka, Traveling Merchant. 1 colorless, 1 blue, legendary creature, human citizen, 1/2. Remove a counter from a non-land permanent you control, draw a card. This is just a me card because Tom Bombadil is going to love this. And counter decks are going to love this too. Just removing a counter from any of your...
Do you run the black-blue version of it from War of the Spark?
No. Which one's that?
Okay. Just because I was doing a got you doesn't mean you got to do a got you back. All right.
No, I if I don't
like
have it, it should have it.
Spark Harvester or something?
Because I have, which is actually going to be in my, never mind, I shouldn't say it because I think it's in my budget upgrades. But I have any of the stuff that I'm able to remove counters from permanents is in my Tom Bombadil deck because I want that from my sagas to remove that.
Yeah.
This, being able to remove it, normally it's like remove it and give a 1/1 counter to something else or just remove it. This, being able to draw off of that is pretty fantastic. So I like
cards
it.
is good.
Whoa, that scared me. Oh, Justin donated 10. All right, Justin. You know what that's going to get you, Justin? It's going to get you a shot. Not Lowery, you don't have to. It's my birthday. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, but I'm getting Justin on this. Justin, right. You can do it if you want with me for my birthday. If you don't want to, it's all good. You just don't like me for my birthday. That's all you're doing.
I'm really tempted to say I don't like you.
Don't worry, we're cousins. I'm pouring it right now.
It's not going to be the tippy top like I normally do.
Actually, I just ran out of mine. I have to go to the other one.
I was about to discuss with you because I'm getting low. I was like, can we have these somewhere?
So I
don't want to buy more of this if I don't have to.
I have a warm one, but it's not barrel aged over there. So, Justin,
that's the best kind.
Justin, you
the
are also
warm kind.
You are also entered in. You got $10 and your name is entered in 10 times for that dual land. So when we actually hit
Stick
that,
around.
yeah. So cheers, thank you for the $10 there for
There you
the
go.
happy birthday shot. Even though it's not as much, it's still gross. God damn it! It's the worst fucking drink ever. Okay. Next, summon Yujimibo. Yojimibo.
Yo, Jimbo.
Yo Jimbo. Yes, that's what it is. Yo Jimbo. That's what it's gotta be, right? Because it's like
I don't know. Well, the J might be doing something different. It does that in different languages.
Yo Jimbo.
There's not like a space there or anything. Stay for what?
Okay, so this is our first saga that we actually get to talk about with the new stuff here, because now we have sagas that are actual creatures, so enchantment creatures. So there's 3 colors and 1 white. We'll be talking about this probably more next week when we do the full set review. 3 colors, 1 white for a 5/5 Saga Samurai. The first so it still follows the saga rules. So when you get to that last saga thing, when you get that counter, whatever, after your your draw step, then you got to sacrifice it. So this will go away.
You?
Yeah, you still have to sacrifice it.
Gross.
So, but the very first one is exile target artifact, enchantment, or tap creature an opponent controls. The second and third is until your next turn creatures can't attack you, like we were talking about earlier with Propaganda or Ghostly Prison, can't attack you unless that player pays 2 for each of those creatures attacking. So you have, for 2 turns, you have Propaganda, Ghostly Prison. Then the last one is create X treasure tokens, where X is the number of opponents who control a creature with power 4 or greater. I think this one's pretty solid, and it's a 5/5 vigilance in itself for 4. There's a lot going on. You got removal, you got prevention from attacking you for 2 turns, and then you got some ramp potentially if people have power 4 or greater. So I like this one a lot.
I mean, so you could bash face with this for 2 turns.
Yes, because it doesn't have the haste.
Essentially, if you don't give it haste. If you give it haste, 3 turns, goes away on the 4th saga. When that triggers, at most you're gonna get 3 treasures off of it.
But
My
I mean,
voice is kind of all over the place right now.
it's
I'm gonna blame it on
stupid
Malort.
Malort.
Yeah.
But I mean, it has removal on it. It has artifact enchantment removal on
Yeah.
it, and then potentially a creature as its first thing, and then preventing people from attacking you for 2 turns. Like it's doing a lot, and then the last
It's
part
doing
is
enough.
doing enough. Sorry, not
Yeah.
a lot. And then the last thing is Yuna's whistle. One
That's
color.
sexist. Is she like?
What is she doing? Was that even a whistle? I can't even hear you.
I'm trying to. I know that it can be really.
The one
Do you not
color-
whistle like that? I do it, like in my car with the windows up.
one,
My wife.
one
Nobody
color-
else. I don't see
2 green for an instant. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card. Okay, so this is why I'll explain why I like this. Put that card into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. We have a lot of those cards that do that. But when you reveal a creature card this way, put X11 counters on target creature you control, where X is the mana value of that card. Holy crap, you could abuse this in high CMC creature decks, and you attack, it's instant speed. They're like, I'm not going to block this, or I'm blocking this with this guy. Yours are going to die. Be like, oh, but wait, Yuna's whistle. Oh, mine just got like 7/1/1 counters, or mine got 7/1/1 counters, and I just hit you 10 to the face. So this, and you're also getting that creature into your hand. So there's a lot that can happen with this. So I like this a lot. Like, we have cards like that reveal cards, put it into your hand. But the fact that it's adding that 1/1 counter to target creature, I love that. I really love that, because this is...
I agree. Do you know what commander this made me think of instantly? Was this would be pretty good in Calamax.
What? Are you going to build your 7th Calamax deck?
Time to bring back Calmax. I agree. No, I got the poison deck going on right now. We'll see how long.
Do you think Calamax is always going to be in your decks? Like a version of Calamax somewhere?
No, there was a while where I didn't have a Calmax before this Infect version.
I have an itch in the middle of my back that I can't freaking reach. There it is. Got it. All right. Sorry.
You gotta bare necessities and then start scratching.
I actually use door frames a lot when I scratch my back.
Absolutely. You are a bear.
You and your tiger robe. All right. So those are the new cards. This did have a reprint. Did this have good reprints? It had like 1, 2. Wait, don't look at those. All right, there's the 2. The 2 good reprints in this deck was Farewell. Well, it's like a $5 to $7 card. And then Walking Ballista is like a $12 card. So we got 2. My other deck didn't have any.
You didn't even talk about the...
What?
There is an infinite combo in this precon.
Yeah, that is funny that they do have
Number
that.
2 brought that up.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I don't remember what the new card that's added in.
Yeah,
but
I don't remember what. We don't like infinite combos, so we stay away from that.
No.
So yeah. All right, let's get to the upgrades and budget. Let's see. There's my budget. Okay, so budget upgrades. I got 5 of them. Obviously, we're doing the 5. So Evolution Sage, we want to use the proliferation with this deck because we want counters on things because then your commander does stuff. Put as many 1/1 counters on stuff as you can because then when they deal damage, you're going to draw cards and all that fun stuff. So Evolution Sage is really nice because you play a land, drop it down, everything gets counters, and there you go. Like I mentioned earlier, Power Conduit, manipulating counters and stuff. Being able to remove a counter from a permanent and then put it on something else allows your commander to do its thing because you're also putting a counter on something, and if it deals damage, you're going to get to draw cards. So Power Conduit's very nice there. Ripples of Potential, you're dealing with counters. Proliferate, then choose any number of permanents you control that had a counter put on them this way, and those permanents phase out, so that's a little protection. Also, Silk Guard. Like Lowery's last deck where you talked about modified creatures, this also works in that as well, but put a 1/1 counter of each X creatures you control, so it's green and an X. And then auras, equipment, and modified creatures you control gain hexproof until end of turn. And then lastly is Wave Goodbye. Return each creature without 1/1 counters to its owner's hand. So it's a one-sided board wipe-ish, board bounce is more of what we want to say with that one. The total...
Right. This is... it's a game shifter.
Yeah.
If you have a 1/1 counter deck out, like, you are likely winning this game after casting Wave Goodbye.
Is that what the list should be that's below Game Changer? It should be Game Shifter.
I don't know.
So cards that get kicked off the Game Changer go down to the Game Shifter, and cards that might go into the Game Changer go into the Game Shifter.
Yeah,
and then
no, there's no Game Shifters allowed in Tier 1 or 2 either. That's
So the value of the budget
Game
stuff
1
here,
and 2 or Tier 1 and 2, you do nothing. You just
here's cards.
no feel bad cards, no rocks whatsoever, no mana dorks.
So those 5 cards are actually $19.33. That one I did add up because Wave Goodbye is a little bit more expensive. Silk Guard, Ripples of Potential, those 3 are $4 to $7 cards. And then these guys are little pennies on the dollar there. If we get into Mr. Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited.
Where does my... Oh, we got 4 in there. So Court of Garenbrig, we're going to add counters. I like this card. If you're dealing with counters, use this card because you're going to get 2/1 counters on your stuff. But if you have the Monarch, which Monarch is really good. I like Monarch because it makes people attack. Then you double the counters on each creature you control. So this can get really out of hand if you stay with the Monarch. Ozolith, the Shattered Spire. So if one or more counters are put on an artifact or creature, put that +1, and then it can also add counters. Also, we have the Ozolith in this as well. And then the last is Sword of Truth and Justice. So we're adding the pro blue-white protection, 2/2, but then it has the 1/1, or whenever it deals combat damage, put a 1/1 counter on a creature, and then you can proliferate. So you're dealing with 1/1 counters. You want to proliferate as much as you can. So that's kind of where I went with that. So those are the 4 ads there. Holy crap. Oh, it's an hour and 54 minutes. Holy crap, Lowery.
I told you it's 2 hours. We're good.
That's crazy. All right.
We're good.
We need to get to the
we do have
the tournament.
That's it for the decks. I think they're very cool. I do want to close this portion out
because I gotta get this
a
all
lot
on.
of the decks. You can move forward. I'm tap dancing a little bit, but they're expensive.
Yeah.
This is expensive. Like we're looking at, these are the Sliver precons or the Eldrazi precons, and I mean, maybe, but those weren't that, and this isn't that. So it's already happened. A lot of people have spent a lot of money on these things. I'm hoping that is going to be something that meets demand. I think Justin was asking before how many print runs. Commander decks, I think, generally just get 1 print run, maybe a second if they're really popular.
Yeah, I'm not positive on that.
This is a standard set, and so they're not going to be as protective, I don't think, as something like Warhammer or Doctor Who, something that's just like precon and really set into a certain thing. Like this being in standard, they're generally, what they do is just print to demand to a degree. They have first waves, second waves, and sometimes third waves if it's really popular. And so I would assume that's what the normal set is going to do. I do not know what they're going to do with the precons here that we're talking about currently. I would hope that we at least get a second wave that's generally much smaller than the first wave. And then the question ends up being is, how much do they print during the second wave?
Right.
Do they do a third wave, and how much do they print there? How much is demand? Like, they're going to be testing it out, and they're going to try and make as much money as possible. Like,
Right.
that's
So-
what a company's going to do.
Well, what we normally have done with commander decks precons, like before they sort of put them in every set, was we bought the main ones, and I would consider this being like a main one where it has a bunch of new cards and everything like that. I'm not buying this yet. I'm waiting,
The set of 4 was 400 from what I was seeing.
and I'm waiting because this is
Normally it's like 250.
yeah. So
So
if that gives you an idea, like this is a lot of new cards. The ones we've been getting in all the other sets where there's like 5 to 10 new cards.
Right.
I haven't been buying those just because I have all the other stuff. Oh, good for me. But this has a lot of new stuff. I want this one, but I don't want to pay those prices at this point. So I'm going to wait until hopefully there is until it gets out there, but we may be wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe they aren't going to, and it's just going to make the prices go up because there really isn't there's demand, but maybe there isn't enough supply. So
Right.
if you have one that you really like and you want to build it and you want to play with it, go for it. Like, obviously we're not we're not saying you don't do it. But like personally, what I'm going to do is wait. I'm waiting on this because they're way too high for
Same.
me right now. So I'm waiting until the release of it, and then we'll kind of go from there is where I'm going.
Yeah. And again, we are fairly privileged players having
I got
all the reprints in these precons. And so having
you.
Yeah. Having some patience, I think, will pay off. And from what you were saying, generally what I say is if you're into it, buy it. Like if you like this and this is something that you're interested in, go and get it. Don't have us stop you.
Yeah.
But like 130, 140 bucks for a precon, those 3 seem like a lot. Like that just feels like a lot.
Yeah.
And so that's why me and you are both like, we're kind of waiting. Because I agree, this is something that I would have bought 4 of at a 250 price point
Right.
for all 4 of them.
Right.
You know, when it's 50, $60 per deck. And this just isn't it's not what that is. And this is to my understanding, a normal standard set.
Yep.
And this is a normal, bigger precon.
Yep.
Where it's a lot more new cards instead of reprints.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a standard set, while at the same point it is the big release of Commander for the year. They tend to only do the one like per year of all brand new cards and whatever, or not all, but you know, a big portion of new cards in the deck, and this seems to be that.
And yet this still feels different because it is a Universes Beyond. And so it's like, I hope they print enough to make sure that demand is being filled and that we're not just sitting back and going, am I going to spend 120? Like if it just drops to $10, you know what I mean? Am I going to spend $120 per deck here? Like that feels like a huge jump from what we're used to.
Right.
So I hope that there's enough product out there, because in general, I want everybody to get what they want. Like playing the game is what you want to have happen, and you want to make sure that you have the cards that are out there that people want to play with. And so,
especially when you get new players like Justin right here,
right?
You know, he's getting in because of Final Fantasy, and Justin, the price tag is not normally this high. Like this is
not normally that high.
We
are insane when it comes to Magic players. We're insane, and we're sitting there going, this is not normal. This isn't what it's a lot right now. And I hope that the hype dies down
and prices come down a little bit.
Within a few weeks.
Yeah.
2 to 3 weeks, hoping that things dive down quite a bit. And saying what I said earlier, as in Card Kingdom's prices on singles are dramatically less than what it is on TCG Player,
which is crazy.
Really big purchasing
Right,
platforms.
but TCG being the more expensive compared to Card Kingdom is kind of crazy. I mean, that says something.
It generally is not that.
That's
not
flip-flop.
the case.
Yeah, normally it's the other way around.
And so I think Card Kingdom in this case has a much more logical sense of what's going on.
Yeah.
They probably have a lot more ins on how the printing process is going to be happening for this set as well, versus TCG, which is a lot of random people like us trying to sell cards.
Oh, Justin's saying he's got 2 gift bundles, 1 pre-con, and 2 pre-releases. Pre-releases are so much fun. You're gonna have so much fun with those. That's
right.
Like that's
I'm hoping to be able to go to a pre-release this time too. I think it's going to be great.
Oh, I didn't know you were doing that. We might have to
I
coordinate
didn't either.
that.
I'm
We
just
might have to
saying it
coordinate
because you
that.
brought it up, but I'm going to try.
All right, let's get to the off topic of Magic really quick. We're gonna hit up we're into the Elite 8 to the Final 4 of the theme song for TV shows tournament, where we had 64. We are down to 4, but we had 8 going into this week. We're gonna talk about the 4 here, or the 4 matchups. Lowery, are you hiccuping or what's going on? He's out. He's out. All right, so Lowry's not going to comment here. So our first matchup, what was it? It was working backwards. So we had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme song going against Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song. So we had Fresh Prince was a number 6 overall pick. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was a number 3 overall pick. Lowry, where did you think this one shook out?
For me personally, it's a TMNT. I can see Fresh Prince winning this. I think it's really close.
I will tell you this. It is, I guess it's tied for our biggest blowout in that Fresh Prince took it down, Lowery. I mean, I had trouble with this one too. Like it even though Fresh Prince is my pick, Ninja Turtles is yours. I loved them both. Like I watched both shows. You know, Ninja Turtles was earlier on in my childhood.
Right, they're different spots.
Right.
When you watched them.
But Fresh Prince, I guess, would be more recent. And so, and the song is just everybody knows it. So, but you also everybody knows Turtles, but it's a song, like it's a legit song. So I can see, but 61% of the votes went to that. So that moves on to the final four. The next one was, what number is this? South Park was, where is South Park? Number 7, South Park against Chip and Dale. Chip and Dale took down Game of Thrones last week, my number 1 pick, and that is a number 15 pick overall. How do you think that one went?
Well, Chippendale and who?
South Park. Both your picks. So you're moving.
I think Chippendale takes this one.
It didn't. South Park
What?
moves on with 55%
Wow.
of the votes. Yeah.
Wow.
So Chip and Dale, even though Rescue Rangers took down Game of Thrones, it couldn't be rescued from South Park just demolishing it. So Kenny,
So are we saying that South Park versus Fresh Prince next week?
yes,
Brutal.
South Park. Where do you think that one goes? Fresh Prince, South Park.
I think Chippendale would have fared better. I think Fresh Prince moves on.
I think you're right there. The next one is my friend's pick, which was number 12 against my number 4 overall pick, The Simpsons.
Simpsons.
Yep.
I don't think we have enough women that watch this.
Simpsons wins with 50.
Not saying that everybody that voted for Friends are women. Just saying.
Simpsons moves on 56% of the vote.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Then we have the matchup of the week. Your number 1, the number 1 overall pick, X-Men, going against number 8 overall pick, my pick, Pokemon. Where do you think this one went?
Oh, that's a generational spot. So like, how many Coles and Dojis do we have voting versus me and you? I'm gonna go X-Men. I mean, I picked it first overall. I believe in it. I think that's gonna be a win.
Slowly rolling this down. Oh no, Pokemon.
No!
Gotta catch them
Kidding
all.
me? It's not even close.
61% of the votes. Pokemon takes down X-Men, and I am extremely disappointed because Pokemon's mine, but I was wanting X-Men. Like,
Can we do executive order and just Pokemon? Like, that's ridiculous.
But
song wise, it's not even close.
well, I gotta catch them all. You gotta.
There's not a single synthesizer in Pokemon.
Well, the thing is X-Men is instrumental though. There is no lyrics. Pokemon, you can. Yeah, Justin. I know X-Men. We just lost X-Men. The number 1 and or both our number 1 picks are dead. Yours at least made it to the final 8. Mine got kicked out in the Sweet 16.
Shit.
Okay, so we have the battle. This is a good battle though. Pokemon versus Simpsons. I think Pokemon's gonna win. If they took,
all right, it doesn't matter to me. I don't fucking care.
You do have one left. You have one left in the final 4 with South Park. So South Park, everything else is mine.
Have a chance. It doesn't have a chance.
Going
my
down to
God.
South Park.
Okay, we got one more here. Right?
Yeah. Well, what? What do you mean? No, that was it.
Is that it?
That's the
it?
final 4. It's Pokemon
no.
versus Simpsons.
I don't have. So
South Park versus
you
Fresh
have
Prince.
Fresh Prince, Simpsons, Pokemon, and I have South Park. I don't got this one.
I might get my reign back.
You win this tournament for sure.
Well, okay. Out of the 4 remaining,
X-Men just lose.
I know. I thought X-Men after Game of Thrones went down. I thought X-Men was going to take. Out of the 4, what do you think has the best chance to win it all?
It's stupid, but Pokemon's like the worst song. And just because of how big of a show and
I mean, it's the biggest card
IP
game.
it is.
We love Magic, but it is the biggest card game in the world.
It's the dumbest card game as well. So like every time I'm like, oh, how do I play Pokemon? I talk to people that like Pokemon. They're like, oh, I don't really know.
I just
I'm
like the
God
cards.
Damn it! Who? It's not a real card game. I don't like this at all. I don't like it.
Shenanigans.
I'm not saying that. I'm just disappointed.
I'm not
I'm
mad.
mad
I'm
and
just
disappointed.
Good. That was a good. And I snorted. Hey, that card earlier. I snorted. All right. We got to end this. This is over 2 hours. Thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you guys for watching. We will. Oh, really quick note. Tuesdays when we're going live next week. We won't be on Monday because the holiday and all that fun stuff. So Tuesday we will be going live. Plus, well, Timberwolves are playing on Monday. Whatever. There it is. So, we will catch you guys. Oh, voting will start tomorrow for those that are watching live. For those that are listening later on the podcast stuff, it'll be up by the time you listen. So, all right, gang, that should do it. We will catch you guys next week.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Bye.
Sega.
I love boobs. I'm talking tatas.
I don't even care who does
love
this one
boobs.
anymore.
I'm bonkers for honkers. I love boobs. Thanks for the memories.
You're like that guy that's
I
flinging the
love
papers,
boobs.
that GIF.
Yes.
Throwing the GIFs everywhere. Just
That's what it feels like.
fuck this. Fuck this all. Fuck it.
Hey, Forrest, could you kindly